Kisuke Urahara. Mastermind, exile, lowly yet strikingly handsome merchant. An enigma in the Bleach universe, Kisuke Urahara is the exiled Shinigami whose brilliant mind maneuvers through every twist and turn, while his true motives remain a mystery. What drives this man who cloaks his genius behind an unassuming demeanor and a humble shop? What fuels his relentless misdirection, clever manipulations, and hidden schemes? Kubo crafts Urahara's character with layers of ambiguity and trickery, keeping both characters and the audience guessing. In this video, we'll look at deception through the lens of Kisuke Urahara, a character in Bleach who embodies it better than anyone else. Although he's not the only one who uses misdirection, Urahara's concealed motives and mastery of deception makes him one of the most compelling figures in the series. From his hidden past to the subtle tactics that keep even his allies on edge, I'll unravel how Urahara's art of misdirection defines him as more than just a strategist, but as a truly complex wild card. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications for future videos. Before we begin, I just want to let it be known, I love Kisuke. He's a character that I've always enjoyed. When I started Bleach nearly 15 years ago, I was immediately drawn to him. Watching him and rewatching the series time over time has only deepened my appreciation for him, and I hope to convey that in this video. We're going to look at Kisuke from 3 different buckets today. 1, his history and persona. 2, his character archetype and mystique, looking at how Kubo writes Kisuke Urahara. And lastly, his reputation within the world of Bleach, and how characters, both friend and foe, view him. Once the captain of the 12th Division and founder of the Shinigami Research Institute, Urahara was a visionary known for pushing the boundaries of Shinigami science. His greatest and most dangerous invention, the Hogyoku, held the power to break the barriers between Shinigami and Hollow. Recognizing its risk, Urahara concealed the Hogyoku, intending to keep it hidden even from the Soul Society. But Sosuke Aizen, an equally ambitious Shinigami, sought the Hogyoku for his own gain, aiming to achieve godlike power. When Aizen's experiments led to hollified Shinigami, he manipulated events to frame Urahara, resulting in Urahara's exile from the Soul Society. This backstory, while common knowledge among Bleach fans, merely scratches the surface of who Kisuke Urahara truly is. It's easy to label him as the exiled genius or the enigmatic shopkeeper, but these roles only hint at his deeper nature. As the story unfolds, Urahara's personality starts to reveal itself through quiet yet pivotal actions, showing a man whose strategy extends far beyond his inventions or his personality. Kisuke Urahara's casual demeanor and humor aren't just personality quirks, they're tactical. This layered personality, reinforced by his comically odd shop employees, lead most of the main cast, and to a degree, the audience, to see him as a bit of a joke character, the comic relief. In a way, he could be compared to Ichigo's goofy friend, Asano, a harmless presence who seems to exist just for laughs. But even early on, hints of dramatic irony give us glimpses that Urahara knows far more than Ichigo could ever guess. In the anime, we first see this when he interacts with Rukia as a spirit and casually offers her a gigai. For the audience, this moment reveals that Urahara is familiar with the spirit world. Then again, when he frees Ichigo from his human body to enable his Soul Reaper transformation, we see his deep understanding of spiritual forms and manipulation of the soul, along with a willingness to step in at key moments. As the series progresses, Urahara's true nature gradually reveals itself. One of the most striking shifts happens during Ichigo's training. Here, Urahara's deep knowledge of the souls, hollows, soul reapers, and advanced concepts of spiritual pressure becomes evident. When we learn that he has a Zanpakuto and is a skilled fighter, his demeanor takes a darker turn. His usually cheerful attitude quickly shifts to something sinister as he threatens Ichigo, pushing him to improve faster or face the consequences. This unpredictability is central to Urahara's role. His cheerful persona hides a genius mind, moving with ease between being eccentric and having intense focus. During Ichigo's training, as his friendly mask slips, we catch glimpses of his wisdom and deep knowledge, qualities that allow him to subtly guide events towards his intended outcomes. This control over his image, revealing only fragments of his true self, keeps even his allies uncertain of his true strength and intentions, making him an invaluable and unpredictable force. With his mastery of misdirection, genius, and profound spiritual insight, Urahara sets the stage for his complex role further along in the narrative. Now let's look at Kisuke Urahara from a literary standpoint. Supporting characters often fulfill vital archetypal roles that enhance the depth of the story, providing the protagonist with guidance, challenges, or symbolic insights. Through their interactions and distinct functions, supporting characters influence the hero's path, sometimes by encouraging growth, and other times by creating obstacles or mysteries that demand introspection and action. Two prominent archetypes, the Mentor and the Herald, offer unique forms of value. The Mentor supplies wisdom and tools to prepare the hero for conflict, while the Herald signals the beginning of an adventure or warns of transformative challenges, evoking the thrill of the unknown. Kisuke Urahara encapsulates both of these archetypes in complex and evolving ways. As a mentor, Urahara isn't just imparting knowledge or training Ichigo for his next battle. He's introducing Ichigo to the nuances of the spiritual world and teaching him self-reliance through cryptic, indirect lessons. Rather than providing straightforward guidance, Urahara allows Ichigo to struggle, forcing him to become more self-sufficient. Simultaneously, Urahara embodies the role of the Herald, marking pivotal moments in Ichigo's life and signaling new, often dangerous phases of his journey. While Rukia initiates Ichigo's transformation into a Soul Reaper, it's Urahara who helps him regain his powers after Byakuya destroys his Soul Chain and Soul Sleep. By putting Ichigo through intense training that reawakens his abilities, Urahara propels him into the world of the Soul Society. Urahara doesn't just prepare Ichigo, he also serves as a gatekeeper to each new layer of the Bleach universe, introducing concepts, powers, and challenges that expand the story's depth and stakes. In many ways, Urahara is the audience's guide, revealing new layers of this supernatural world alongside Ichigo's development, inviting us to witness the Bleach universe through his eyes and his knowledge. Through his complex role as both mentor and herald, Urahara enriches the story and keeps us constantly questioning what lies behind his next move. The allure of mysterious characters lies in the unknown, the sense that there's always more to discover. For Ichigo and the audience alike, Urahara's facade raises tantalizing questions, not about his motivations, which, after the Soul Society, are clearly protective, but about the lengths he'll go and the strategies he'll employ to deal with the consequences of creating the Hogyoku. The mystery revolves around the scope of his abilities and the unpredictable methods he'll use to resolve conflicts he's woven himself into, keeping everyone guessing about the tricks he has yet to use. A common pitfall with mysterious characters is their potential to overshadow the protagonist. Severus Snape from Harry Potter, for example, is initially shrouded in mystery, with his true loyalties and motivations hidden. His complex love for Lily Potter and double agent role gradually come to light, creating an emotional and narrative depth that justifies the build-up. In contrast, Game of Thrones, while a series I love overall, faced criticism for unresolved mysteries and missed payoffs after Season 6, a critique largely shared by the fan base. Jon Snow's resurrection hinted a greater destiny to defeat the Night King and fulfill the prince who was promised prophecy, but this setup ultimately fell flat, leaving viewers without a clear sense of purpose for his revival. The Night King symbols and the deeper mystery surrounding the White Walkers also remained ambiguous, missing the impact that fans expected from such an elaborate foreshadowing. Urahara, however, consistently delivers in ways that surprise and elevate the story. In the battle against Aizen, Urahara, alongside Ashin and Yoruichi, are ultimately defeated in a test of sheer might. But when Ichigo severely weakens Aizen using the final Getsuga Tensho, Urahara's hidden seal finally takes effect, revealing that he had planned a way to neutralize Aizen all along. Kubo continues his use of slow reveals with Urahara's strategic brilliance. When the captains lose their Bankai to the Stern Ritter, it's Urahara who devises a way to counteract the theft and help them reclaim their powers. This moment showcases that Urahara's enigmatic nature and hidden knowledge aren't just for show, they lead to tangible solutions when they're most needed. His resourcefulness and profound understanding of spiritual mechanisms reveal his genius in ways that prove pivotal to the survival of the Soul Society. Additionally, the eventual reveal of Urahara's Bankai doesn't disappoint. With its ability to alter the very structure of his environment and even his own body, Urahara proves that his brilliance extends beyond his tactics to the battlefield itself. His Bankai's capability to both damage and regenerate, whether splitting Askin's arm or repairing his own injuries, demonstrates not only his combat mastery, but also his sheer adaptability, making him a constant threat even when at a disadvantage. Through these dynamics, Urahara becomes a complex, ever-intriguing force whose presence enriches the world of Bleach without overshadowing Ichigo. His mystery doesn't just serve as character decoration, but as a central tension in the narrative, with Kubo carefully crafting payoffs that leave the audience both satisfied and eager to see what lies behind his next smile. Spent a significant amount of time explaining why and how Kisuke Urahara works from the audience perspective and within the larger narrative. However, I haven't fully explored how this translates to the way other characters within the story perceive him and how his reputation influences the actions of those around him. In this final section, I want to emphasize how Kubo supports Urahara's mystique through the reactions and expectations of other characters. By examining how others interact with him and what they expect from him, we gain deeper insight into who Urahara truly is and how his carefully cultivated reputation shapes the dynamics within the story. I'm going to go through most of these fairly quickly, so let's dive in. From the outset, Yoruichi saw potential in Urahara, believing in his ability to reshape the 13 court card squads and improve the Soul Society. This endorsement illustrates how Yoruichi's expectations placed Urahara on a pedestal even before he fully entered the spotlight, setting the stage for him to defy conventional expectations and lead in his own distinctive way. Urahara's relationship with the Soul Society evolved significantly after being banished. At first, he was an outsider, labeled as a rogue due to his exile and the forbidden knowledge he wielded. The creation of the Hogyoku cast suspicion over him, painting him as a potentially dangerous outlier who dabbled in realms that others avoided. However, as Aizen's plans unfolded, the Soul Society realized they needed Urahara's expertise. His deep understanding of the Hogyoku and his insight into Aizen's motives were invaluable as Aizen's threat grew. Through his unorthodox solutions, Urahara demonstrated that he could act as a valuable ally, turning from an outsider to one whom they increasingly relied upon. This gradual shift reflects how Urahara's reputation, initially regarded with suspicion, was redefined by his undeniable genius and dedication to thwarting Aizen. After their holification, Urahara took it upon himself to stabilize the Visored soul, preventing them from experiencing soul suicide. Though his intervention saved their lives, the Visors maintained a distance from him, harboring distrust and unresolved resentment. They didn't interact with him afterwards, choosing to live on the fringes without any allegiance to him. However, when the battle in Fate Karakura town began, the Visors joined the fight, not out of loyalty or camaraderie, but to settle a debt they felt they owed to him. Their presence in the battle was twofold: a chance to pay Urahara back for saving them, and an opportunity to take down Aizen, who had become a universal threat and the cause of their anguish. This complex relationship speaks to the respect the Visors hold for Urahara's genius, even as their personal feelings towards him remain strained. They may not have liked him, but they acknowledged his impact on their lives and the depth of his knowledge, understanding that his unique abilities made him one of the few capable of opposing Aizen. This nuanced, debt-driven respect adds a layer of gravity to Urahara's role, as he inspires loyalty and recognition even in those who keep him at arm's length. Urahara's complex relationship with Aizen goes beyond mere antagonism. It's marked by an unspoken envy that stems from Urahara's accomplishments, most notably his successful creation of the Hogyoku, a feat Aizen could not replicate despite his considerable intellect. This rivalry is revealed in several critical moments. Aizen's failed attempts to create the Hogyoku left him embittered towards Urahara, marking a rare moment that his intellect fell short. Aizen's desire was to shatter the barrier between Shinigami and Hollows, achieving transcendence through the merging of their traits. But only Urahara succeeded in crafting the Hogyoku capable of granting its users their heart's desire. This achievement amplified Aizen's resentment, as it established a one-sided rivalry in which Urahara's genius eclipsed Aizen's ambition, leaving him in pursuit of what Urahara had already mastered. When Urahara attempts to destroy Aizen by plugging his Reiatsu points on his wrists, Aizen notes that had he not transcended, the attack would have been fatal. This admission is telling, as Aizen rarely concedes vulnerability. Urahara's ability to create a potentially lethal technique against someone of Aizen's caliber speaks volumes about his ingenuity, challenging Aizen's self-perception of invincibility. Even as Aizen reaches a transcended state, he's wary of Urahara's intelligence. Throughout their battle, Aizen throws dismissive remarks, trying to underplay Urahara's strategies, but his words betray an underlying caution. Aizen acknowledges that Urahara's scheming may have worked on a lesser opponent, subtly admiring Urahara's methods even as he claims superiority. In his final moments before being sealed, Aizen angrily mentions Urahara's choice to obey that thing, referring to the Soul King. Here, Aizen recognizes Urahara's understanding of the Soul King's true role as a mutilated linchpin, holding the realms together. This comment reveals the depth of Urahara's knowledge, one that few in Soul Society possesses. Aizen's bitterness here reveals his envy not only of Urahara's intelligence, but of the unique insight that he has to the true nature of their world. A knowledge that aligns Urahara with the mysterious workings of the realms. Yuhaba's classification of Urahara as a special war power speaks to his recognition of Urahara's strategic genius. Urahara's unpredictable nature, coupled with his reputation for complex schemes, makes him a formidable opponent that Yuhaba knew could not be countered by raw strength alone. The designation as a war potential signals the respect Urahara commands from even the most powerful entities. Yuhaba's caution in approaching Urahara reveals how deeply his reputation has permeated the ranks of his enemies, proving that Urahara's influence in battle extends far beyond his raw power. Askin's interaction with Urahara during their fight reveal his calculated respect for Urahara's intellect and resourcefulness. He sees Urahara as a complex opponent who requires thorough forethought, acknowledging the depth of Urahara's strategies even as he attempts to counter them. At one point, Askin remarks that he has already eliminated Urahara's top 10 options, indicating his awareness of the many strategies Urahara likely has prepared. This insight shows that Askin respects Urahara's tactical mind enough to anticipate their broad range of potential moves. While it sounds like a taunt, there's a hint of expectation in Askin's words, as though he doesn't entirely believe that Urahara has reached the end of his tricks. When Urahara activates his Bankai, Askin candidly admits, "Your Bankai is dangerous, even if you're crawling on the ground." This line captures Askin's recognition of Urahara's adaptability and the lethal threat his Bankai poses, even under less than ideal circumstances for Urahara himself. This holds true, as by this time Urahara has already won the fight, unbeknownst to Askin. Through these exchanges, we see how thoroughly Urahara's reputation as an ingenious and dangerous opponent precedes him. Even a high-ranking Quincy like Askin, known for his own analytical approach, treats Urahara with a blend of caution and begrudging admiration. Askin's continuous remarks reveal a respect for Urahara's unpredictable mind, cementing Urahara's status as a formidable adversary whose strategies are as feared as his power itself. Kisuke Urahara is more than just a supporting character in Bleach. He's one of the series' most enigmatic figures, someone whose true nature remains shrouded in mystery. Even as we uncover more about his past, there's still so much we don't know about who he really is. But this uncertainty is no accident. It's a deliberate choice made by Kubo, one that keeps Urahara's character intriguing and layered throughout the story. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Kisuke Urahara and the art of deception. If you did, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on future uploads. I'm excited to be restarting my channel with a fresh approach, bringing content that reflects this new direction. Stay tuned for the exciting developments ahead. There's a lot more in store. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.